Hey, this is Tanisha, and this week I'm just sharing with you a very small building sketch. I kind of put this together from different references, and I just thought it was really cute and fun, so I thought I would share it. I'm really trying to focus in here on just kind of getting a 3D effect on certain things, like this soda chip machine that I put in here. So yeah, it's just like a little study, and it's kind of fun. But I figured I would share some things that I'm learning, actually some things that I've learned from when I was doing abstract. You know, if you have been following this channel for a while, you know that I was doing abstract paintings, but found out I'm allergic to acrylic, so that has changed. And it's not saying I won't ever go back to abstracts, but I definitely won't be able to use acrylic when I do. But for now, anyway, some of the things that I've learned from just my abstract days is how important it is to use a timer when you're doing the paintings, because sometimes we could just get too precious. And to be honest with you, I've always had an interest in sketching buildings like this, but I didn't want to do it because I kind of felt like the perfectionist in me would come out a little bit too much. So that's why I really went for abstracts, because I felt like I could be a little more freer and a little less, dealing with the perfection part of me. I'm not perfect by any means. I don't think I'm perfect. I am such a flawed individual. So no part of me thinks I am perfect. But what I will say is that when I started to do this type of art, drawing buildings, there's something that within me that wanted to perfect the lines and things like that. And honestly, I can use a ruler to perfect the lines, and I choose not to really do that. The only time I use a ruler right now is if I'm doing something with perspective, but everything else I just go by hand, because I really prefer to have that natural look. Or maybe my lines will be wobbly, my windows might be wobbly. Sometimes when I draw with a pencil, the building will be fairly sort of straight, but then when I go in with pen, I'll start doing wobbling and all that stuff. And I want to be okay with that, because I need to be able to kind of stay away from that area of perfection that I can get into, and I just like to keep it at bay. So anyways, I really enjoyed this sketch. I really was really tried to figure out something that I could do that would be quick, because sometimes I can take a while. But I kind of got off the point. The point was, I have come to learn how important it is to put a timer on with these things. With the abstracts, when I just used to do practice, I would do I think 15 minutes. This, I definitely need a little bit longer to draw it, paint it, a little bit of slight planning, but it's just so good to set a timer and just get it done, especially if you're trying to grow. And I just want to share that. So, if you're on a journey to learning a new medium like I am, or whatever the case may be, one thing I learned from Erica, who is an artist on YouTube, Erica Lancaster, actually, if you look her up. She was talking about a study that someone had done, where it was so important that we would have that, like when you're making art, or that you would have a larger quantity more than quality. So not that quality doesn't matter, but the more you do, the more quality that you actually start to build up in your work, because you've had experience doing more of that type of thing. And before, what I was doing when I initially started drawing buildings here recently, I would spend 5 hours on one piece of art for 1 week. And now it's funny, I feel like I come back to something I had already been doing with abstracts. I started to put a time on it and say, hey, let's get this done. We're not trying to get it done for perfection. We're trying to build a skill. And that's what I was attempting here. This is just a quick sketch to build a skill, to learn. And I think one thing I can guarantee you on this channel, at least at this very point in time, And I know I've mentioned this before, but this is not going to be a channel of perfection where everything is always great and it always comes out well. And I don't know. I mean, I'm not there's a lot of artists that does amazing work, and I know they have probably bad days. But I want to be a channel you can come to and you can see the real deal. You can see when it works and when it doesn't work. And there were some things in here that didn't quite work out. I always struggle with the lighting. I know my light was coming from the right, but yeah, I had a little struggle. I think I did my shadows too light, but hey, it's okay. I had fun with this. I think it looks good. Could there be things I could do better? Sure. Maybe a little bit deeper shadows. Sometimes things come down to preference. So anyways, I really hope you got something out of this, because I'm sharing this because I really hope the things that I'm learning, that I'm going through, will help someone else. And I'll just say, if you are trying to go in a new path on your art journey, don't be afraid to try something new, to go down a new path, and to explore, to make mistakes. And it's okay. We don't have to be perfect. We can make mistakes. We can start over. Like I had to start over. I miss acrylic, but I'm starting to learn to enjoy this new path, and I'm not giving up. So we'll just keep going. So I really hope you enjoy the rest of this painting or building sketch, and I look forward to talking to you in the next video.